Fred's a small business owner. He's just about to visit his Google business profile and he's just noticed he's got a review. How exciting for Fred. But wait, what? That's not fair. It's a 1-star review. And not just any review, it's a fake review. He's worked so hard. What's Google doing allowing that? He's heard about these fake reviews before and he's heard they're going around. He's even heard that they're sometimes used by competitors to drag down your hard-earned reputation online. Don't worry, Fred, I've got you covered. Because in this video, I'm going to take you through the process that I use to get these fake reviews sorted out. Even better, this video is a complete guide to fake reviews, how to improve bad reviews and gain a good reputation online. So by the end of this video, you'll be in a much better position to get 5-star reviews and to build your reputation back to where it belongs. But you know, the trouble is most business owners don't handle fake reviews very well. In fact, they get it totally wrong. It's a UK expression, but they get their knickers in a twist, as it were. And most of the business owners I've helped over the past few years have just made it go from bad to worse. So it's really important to get the first few steps right before you start trying to resolve this issue. So let's get it untangled for Fred, as it were, before he makes it any worse. So Fred has several steps and choices to make in a certain order. So I've put together on this video those 7 steps, and so Fred's situation can be resolved and you can follow along too if you've got a similar situation. And then before no time at all, Fred will hopefully get his credibility back. So this is step number 1. I call this analyze the review. So what does this mean? Well, you've come across this review, but you're saying it's a fake review. And that's fair enough. It's a 1-star review. It's not something you want, but you need to make a moment to assess the situation. Does the review lack information? Is there substantial information with it? Is it from an unfamiliar source? Sometimes you panic and you assume it's a fake review, and then you recognise the name of the person who's reviewed it, and actually it was a customer. Could it just be that what they're saying isn't true? Could it be they've had a bad experience? Could it be it's just a 1-star review because they have a genuine complaint? Well, this is where you need to assess it. This is the first step, is just calm down, back off and think, is this review a genuine review, but it's just a bad review, not a fake review? So then on to step number 2, and this is the biggest mistake everyone makes, and it's that they make a reply. If you reply to that review, whether it's fake or a bad review, immediately you've told Google you've accepted it. So do not reply. But first of all, just hold off and think it through. A reply signals to Google that you've acknowledged the review's validity. And then it becomes almost impossible to then resolve that problem. So we'll tell Fred to just hold off a second and think about who wrote it. At this point, you come on to then step 3, and step 3 is a bit of a multi-choice. It's a bit of a, do you turn left or do you turn right? And it's all dependent on what you've assessed from steps number 1 and 2. So in step number 1 and 2, you've worked out either it's a bad review from a genuine customer, or it's a fake review from someone who's just trying to pull your reputation down. So if it's a fake review, let's take that one first of all. So we'll call this step 3B, fake review. So what we need to do now is then flag it with Google. So just say to Google, this is not acceptable. You can then just make it or mark it, flag it as inappropriate because it's a fake review. So you just go to those 3 dots, flag it as inappropriate. You can categorize it as a fake review because it's not reflective of a genuine experience with your business. And this action signals to Google that basically someone has broken or violated the policy of how they act within Google profile. So at this point, you're now absolutely in the clear and Google now needs to respond to that. But what about if it was 3A, where you chose to say, actually, this is someone who's is a genuine customer, but they've just given me 1 star. I'm not happy. Maybe there's no detail. Maybe there is some detail. What do you do with that? Because we want that to become a 5-star. Well, that's 3A. Just think about whether it's fair or not, address the problem that's been raised by the customer. So is it something you can just phone him up and speak to him and say, I'm really sorry. just say I'm sorry and then see what you can do to resolve it. Because quite quickly, you can turn a 1-star into a 5-star by handling a situation really well. Sometimes it could just be bad communication, and maybe it's a member of staff that acted in a poor way on your behalf, and yet you're the one who's missing out. But just try and work out from the person what exactly happened and what can be done to resolve it professionally. And you know, when you look at reviews, you expect to have negative reviews or bad reviews on a business. When you go to a hotel, you expect to see there's always going to be the bad reviews as well as the good ones. In fact, having bad reviews kind of validates a little bit of the fact that the business is like all other businesses. If you do a search, you'll find every business has bad reviews. And interestingly, that's why Google doesn't expect every business to have a 5.0 review. In fact, it averages about 4.3 it's looking for. So having 4.3, 4.5, Google likes that because that kind of shows an average business doing well because you're going to get bad reviews. So I did a video on this where I showed that I think 4.3 is better as an average on your reviews than 5.0. So I'll put a link to that video just here because you do want to see that one if you haven't seen it before. So we move on to step 4 now. So we've handled the situation, but there's one thing you need to do is to understand the content policies. Familiarize yourself with what Google says is a violation and what its policies are when it comes to reviews. And that can be helpful because, again, it will help you work out whether it's a fake review and how then to handle the situation. Now, for example, the content policy says that content should accurately represent genuine experiences. So if a person didn't have the experience they're claiming they had, then it's a fake review. Posting fake content to manipulate ratings also violates Google's policies. So you just need to know a little bit about the policies, and then when you speak to Google and communicate with Google, you can show that you know what you're talking about because you've read the policies, and they will expect you to do that before you contact them. And then you move on to step number 5. And now, if Fred's got a bit of patience, he'll be fine with this. But if Fred's beginning to kind of expect something to happen straight away, he may struggle with step 5. Because step 5 is all about, after reporting it, just allowing some time. Just be patient. It might take a few working days for Google to look into it and to then process your report. But in most cases, a fake review should just disappear. They won't tell you, you'll just go back and suddenly you realise it's no longer there. And that's it. That's kind of then the end of that step. You can then get back on to building up a good reputation again. But step 6 is a bit more if time goes by. So allow a week. If after 7 days Google's still not looked into it, then you may want to contact them again. And again, if you get this wrong, it can make it worse. So what do you need to do here? Well, from my experience, I found that if you've got, say, 3 or 4 other members of staff, get them to report it too. And the key thing is here is that they need to report the same violation. So if you say it's spam, then they need to report it's spam. If they say it's something different like harassment, hatred, bullying, that would then cause like a new violation, and that will not help sort the problem out. So you just need other people and your staff members to contact Google and report it as well. And if Google sees 3 or 4 genuine reports of a fake review, then they'll tend to deal with it a lot quicker, and you'll then find it gets processed quicker too. So at this point, Fred's happy, he's got his fake review removed. Google's handled it quite quickly, and he's a pleased bunny. But he still has an average that's not great. Maybe it's 4.1, 4.2, he'd like to get it a little bit higher. And he wants to know, how do you get then 5-star reviews? What can you do to get better reviews quickly? Well, I put together this video for Fred, and it shows him how 95 million fake reviews were removed recently, and how you can get a higher average by getting 5-star reviews by following this process. So I'll see you on that next video, and I'll see you there as well, Fred.